Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into a classic tale that many of us heard as kids, but it holds some surprisingly deep lessons even for adults. That's right, we're talking about the story of the Three Little Pigs, so let's set the scene. Once upon a time, there were three little pigs who had grown up and were ready to go out into the world and build their own homes. Their mother waved a tearful goodbye and gave them one last piece of advice. Whatever you do, do it the best that you can, because that's the way to get along in the world. The first little pig was a fun-loving, carefree sort of guy. He wanted to get his house built as quickly as possible so he could get back to playing his flute and dancing around. As he trotted down the road, he met a man carrying a bundle of straw. Perfect, he thought. He asked the man for some straw, and in no time at all, he had built himself a cozy-looking house made entirely of straw. He was so proud of how fast he'd finished. He sat back, played his flute, and didn't have a care in the world. A little further down the road, the second little pig was also looking for building materials. He was a bit more practical than his brother, but still in a hurry to finish up and enjoy his day. He saw a man with a cart full of sticks. Sticks are stronger than straw, he reasoned. So he bought a load of sticks and quickly hammered and tied them together to make his house. It took a little longer than the straw house, but he was still finished pretty quickly. He looked at his stick house, felt satisfied, and went off to visit his brother in the straw house for a dance party. Now, the third little pig was different. He remembered his mother's words very clearly. Whatever you do, do it the best that you can. He knew that building a strong, safe house was the most important thing he could do. He walked past the fields of straw and the piles of sticks. He kept going until he found a man with a wagon full of sturdy, red bricks. He knew this was the right choice. Building with bricks was hard work. It was slow and it was tiring. While his two brothers were singing and dancing, the third pig was carefully mixing mortar and laying each brick one by one. He built a strong foundation, sturdy walls, and a solid roof with a big fireplace and a chimney. It took him a long time, much longer than his brothers, but when he was finished, he had a house that he knew was safe and secure. He could finally relax, knowing he had done his very best. Meanwhile, a big, bad wolf had been lurking in the woods. He had a rumbling tummy and had spotted the three little pigs' new homes. He decided the first little pig would be an easy snack. He crept up to the straw house and knocked on the door. Little pig, let me come in, he growled in his deepest voice. The first pig, hearing the wolf's voice, squealed in terror. Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. The wolf just laughed. Then I'll huff, and I'll blow your house in, and with one mighty puff, whoosh, the straw house blew away completely, leaving the little pig exposed and terrified. He ran as fast as his little legs could carry him, all the way to his brother's house made of sticks. He burst through the door, shouting, "The wolf! The wolf is coming!" The two pigs quickly barred the door just as the wolf arrived. Little pigs, let me come in," The wolf snarled, angrier now that he'd missed his first chance. Hiding under the table, the two pigs shouted back, "Not by the hair of our chins. Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in," the wolf roared. He took a deep breath and huffed, and he puffed, and with a crack and a splinter, the house of sticks collapsed into a pile of kindling. The two terrified pigs scrambled out of the wreckage and made a mad dash for their brother's house, the brick house. They pounded on the heavy wooden door, and the third pig quickly let them in, locking the door securely behind them. They were all trembling, but at least they were together. The wolf, now absolutely furious and very hungry, arrived at the brick house. He was confident he could blow this one down too. Little pigs, let me come in," he bellowed. From inside, the three pigs, feeling much safer behind the strong brick walls, replied in unison, "Not by the hair of our chins. Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in," the wolf screamed, angrier than ever. He huffed, and he puffed. He puffed and he huffed, but nothing happened. The brick house didn't even shake. He tried again, huffing until he was red in the face, but the house stood firm. The wolf was exhausted and out of breath, but he wasn't ready to give up. He was a clever wolf, and he came up with a new plan. He called out in a friendly voice, "Little pig, I know where there is a nice field of turnips." The third pig, being just as clever, replied, "Where?" "In Mr. Smith's field. I'll come for you tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock, and we can go together." But the third pig was smarter. He woke up at 5 o'clock, went to the field, gathered a basket of turnips, and was back home safe and sound long before the wolf arrived. When the wolf knocked at 6, the pig called out, "I've already been and got my turnips. They're cooking for dinner." The wolf was enraged, but he tried again. "Little pig, I know where there is a lovely apple tree. Where?" asked the pig down at Merry Garden. "I'll be there at 5 o'clock tomorrow morning to get some apples for you." The next morning, the pig got up at 4, hoping to be back before the wolf came. But this time, the wolf had also gotten up early. Just as the pig was up in the apple tree, he saw the wolf coming. The pig was frightened, but he thought fast. "These apples are delicious." He called down to the wolf, "Here, I'll throw one down for you." He threw an apple far away, and while the wolf was chasing it, the pig scrambled down the tree and ran home. The wolf was absolutely furious. He had been outsmarted again. He decided there would be no more tricks. He stormed back to the brick house and shouted, "I'm coming to get you. I'm going to climb down the chimney." Hearing this, the first two pigs shrieked in fear. But the third pig was calm. He had a plan. He quickly put a big pot of water on the fire to boil, and then added some of those turnips he had gathered earlier. Up on the roof, the wolf climbed to the top of the chimney. He could smell the turnip soup cooking below and thought, "I'll slide down and gobble them all up." He took a deep breath and jumped. Splash! He landed right in the big pot of boiling water. And that was the end of the big, bad wolf. The three little pigs were finally safe. The first two pigs learned a very important lesson that day. They understood why their brother had taken the time and effort to build his house with bricks. From that day on, they also built themselves strong, sturdy brick houses, and they all lived happily and safely ever after. So, what's the real takeaway here? It's not just about pigs and walls. It's about preparation, hard work, and not cutting corners. The easy way, the quick way, often isn't the best way. Whether you're building a house, studying for a test, or working on a project, putting in the effort and doing it right the first time pays off in the long run. The straw and stick houses represent quick fixes and shortcuts, which collapse under pressure. The brick house represents a solid foundation, built with patience and diligence, that can withstand any challenge that comes its way. It's a powerful reminder that true security comes from foresight and hard work. Thanks so much for watching and listening to this classic story with a deeper meaning. What lessons do you take away from the three little pigs? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more stories and insights. We'll see you in the next one.